views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of Bronxnet or the program underwriters.
And they're clapping at home, and they're clapping in the audience, too. Yeah. Hey. Welcome, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Open, the show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, the Doc Bob Lee from WBLS and, of course, Bronxnet. And we have another fantastic show lined up for you today. Coming up, the Patton Veterans Project with James J. Peters, Veteran Medical Center. They team up to show us how they're working to help veterans in our community to find healing through filmmaking. Interesting. We'll find out more about that. Plus, we'll preview an upcoming screening with the message of voting and equality. After that, Trio Talent Search at Lehman College has joined us for what they're going to be looking at, what they're going to be doing with a goal to help college students find their way through academic support, college preparation, career guidance, and more. We'll find out all about, you know how crazy that can get, right? We'll lay it all out for you. And then we'll check out a NYPD school safety program that brings music to our schools to spread the message of ending violence. Our school has rhythm, not violence. We'll find out more. Then my man Bobby C has the latest in the headlines in the world of sports. You don't want to miss that. I know he's going to be talking about Tiger. 5 and 15, 5 majors. 5 Masters and 15 majors. We'll find out more with Bobby C. And then later on, we'll be joined by a local sports team and find out about their professional invitational. Stay tuned. We're open. And hello, I'm your host, Doc Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. Yep, it's the live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at Bronxnet TV. Leading things off, Bonds of Baggage, a short film showcasing the Patton Project, the Patton Veterans Project. They're going to be working and allowing veterans to share their service-related experiences when it comes to mental health. And we're going to take a look. Check it out.
We're going to be shipping. My wife and me talked about one thing that actually happened that I keep dreaming about. We was on a convoy, and we, you know, there was convoy, mainly because of the convoy moving to drive. And we were driving, got bad, and, you know, boom, we were hit. Dude, are you, man, figure civilians, man, I'm out of here. No.
I've been there. I've been there. I'm sorry. I think we have more in common than we both thought.
And joining us now to share more, we have Executive Director of Patton Veterans Project, Benjamin Patton, and Efrion Smith, the Local Recovery Coordinator. We welcome you guys to the show.
Thank you for having us.
And you guys are veterans?
I'm actually not a veteran. I'm descended from about 200 years of veterans.
In your family?
A lot of them named Patton.
Well, thank your family. Yeah. It's
a grandson.
Grandson of Patton.
Yeah.
General Patton, yes.
And son as well. My dad was a major general.
All right. Well, we thank your family for their service. And you?
I'm not a veteran, but I have 2 brothers that are veterans.
Well, we thank you for your service anyhow.
Thank you.
All right. So we have this wonderful project. Tell us about it.
Well, I founded this organization, the Patton Veterans Project, about 7 years ago. And basically, my background is filmmaking and psychology. And what we do is we cater to those veterans that really are a little reluctant to often sit in front of a counselor as a first step in their treatment. But but we believe that perhaps they're willing to come together with a group of veterans and create narrative together, make movies together, to express things often without words that are often very, very difficult to talk about.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've been lucky to have a collaboration with the Bronx VA and Efrion as a point person there for the last couple of years doing these collaborative filmmaking workshops with these veterans. And you just saw a little slice of an example of one that came up on the screen there. So
Yeah, I have a lot of veterans in my family also. But how'd you guys come together?
it's a match made in heaven.
a
What
match
can
made
I
in
say?
heaven.
I just contacted Efrion's boss, the head of mental health over there, and cold called her one day and said, "Hey, we have an interesting new intervention that we think could help veterans." And she said, "Let's take a look." So since then, we've done, I believe, 6 filmmaking workshops and worked with over 100 veterans there. And again, they all come together, usually not knowing each other, and very skeptical and reluctant at the beginning, but then they drop into this creative process of making movies together, and they end up, as I said, expressing things that they can't talk about in normal conversation. And Efrion's been a key facilitator in that whole process at helping draw those veterans out of their shells to come and work with us.
So when they came to you, you said, that's an excellent idea.
Yes. So the Patton Veteran Project is, we have at the VA, it's called the Whole Health Initiative. And in the Whole Health Initiative is a proactive approach to promote health and well-being. And what we do is we look at alternative ways to helping veterans to meet all the different aspects of whole health. And so as it relates to mental health, this is one of the alternative forms of a therapeutic intervention that veterans can use in order to help reduce stress symptoms.
Yeah, and a film that just stands out in your mind that you guys have put together?
Well, actually, the one we just saw a clip of. This is a
the one?
typical scenario where a veteran comes in, and Efrion can speak to this more than I can, but often skeptical of, oh, I got to talk to another clinician in a white coat and unload my story and re-immerse myself in something terrible that happened to me, perhaps, that I don't really want to remember in that way. And in this particular film, he finds out that clinician happens to be a veteran. So what's happening is that the vets that come in are collaborating, and they're finding stories that allow them to determine just how much of themselves they want to put into a film. They get to determine, am I in it, am I not in it? Is it a fictionalized scenario? And in the end, it also is a quite educational tool because it allows the rest of us, the non-veterans, to understand what they're going through. And so it's a combination of us understanding better what they're going through and them being able to perhaps see things from a different perspective, see their own experience from a different perspective. And so we also have screenings where we're able to show these films, and I think can do a lot of good both for the veteran and for the people that surround them to bring the two sides closer.
Yes, very therapeutic.
Very therapeutic. We just had a video. It was a video with female veterans, and it was called Damned. And this was a video where veterans talked about their military sexual trauma experience. And some of the veterans that participated, they had never shared these experiences before. And so through this project, they were able to come together and be a support to one another and further promote recovery within themselves by this whole therapeutic process.
I'm sure you guys are doing some great things over there. And we're like, can we come and visit and see what's going on? Is there a place where we're showing the film?
First of all, you can find them. We do have a YouTube site where you can find that film, Damnify and others. You just look up I Was There. The initiative's called I Was There. So the I Was There Film Workshops channel on YouTube, and you can subscribe, and there's 100 or more films up there that are all really quite powerful about everything from military sexual trauma to suicide, which is a growing problem among younger veterans particularly. And also we have screenings periodically at the Bronx VA. We have one on the 29th of April, actually. I think it's at 2:30, and you can find out about that. And we also do workshops periodically at the Bronx VA as well. So there are a lot of ways to engage, and both from a therapeutic and an educational standpoint.
I like it. What are you doing? What are you guys doing at the workshops?
Well, the workshops, Efrion can speak to this too, but we bring these veterans together that often you are responsible for helping recruit, and they come together. We surround them with professional filmmakers. We bring all the equipment with us, and over the course of 2 or 3 or 4 days, they actually self-select into groups and make films about things that are important to them and relevant to their service experience.
Yes. And then we have a therapist, myself, that's there in order to help veterans to process, because like we said, some of the issues that are presented there, they've never discussed. And one thing that you mentioned was suicide prevention. So the VA is always focused on suicide prevention. We have 20 veterans that commit suicide on a regular basis. 14 of those veterans are not actually engaged in care. So through projects like this, we hopefully veterans will participate in the VA projects to help get the needs, the regular mental health needs that they need in order to be successful.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
What are some of the main problems that they come in with?
Veterans come in there with PTSD, so you have post-traumatic stress disorder, you have combat fatigue, you have veterans that are just have anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts. Veterans experience a lot of trauma when they've been deployed, so a variety of issues people come to the VA for.
And you can help them seek assistance and all that.
Yep, we have therapeutic programs, we have alternative medicine, we have acupuncture, we have a holistic approach to making sure that veterans get what they need. So it might work, therapy might work for somebody, pool therapy might work for somebody else, acupuncture, yoga, we have Tai Chi. So we have a variety of different programs to make sure that veterans get what they need in order to be
Mental
successful.
health information and programs?
Yes. So we have outpatient mental health programs that veterans can come in at any day of the week, and if they need to be screened, they can be screened by a mental health provider so that they can get what they need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you looking for volunteers or instructors to help out?
Well, we're always looking for new people too that are qualified videographers and qualified editors to work as instructors, certainly. But most importantly, we want to help veterans. And the gap that we fill is in providing a collaborative activity that's not clinical per se, but it allows them to get together and, again, on their terms, recall relevant aspects of their experience and express them through film. And you can certainly find out more at our website, pattonveteransproject.org.
Military sexual assault and women's health needs. Of course, they're addressed right there.
Yes. We have a women's health program, so female veterans can come specifically to have their women health needs addressed. And then we have a military sexual trauma coordinator. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, so we have a military sexual assault trauma coordinator that sees veterans and provides information to our providers and as well as the veterans so that they can address those specific needs.
Did we miss anything? I want it all out there.
We are all out there. It's just that we're really focused on this idea of engaging veterans. I mean, you don't see veterans aren't, suicidal when they're working together with their friends making movies. This is a situation where they're isolated and they're alone and they're anxious. So the very fact of getting together and making movies with your friends is fun and collaborative.
It takes their mind off
and
of
it takes
that,
their
puts
mind
it
off
into
it.
another area.
And yet it lets them drop into a creative process where actually they're making a movie that may be dealing with that very thing that they don't want to talk about. Yeah. And then they get to the end of it and they realize, wow, I've made a film with 2 or 3 other people I don't know, with professional filmmakers, with clinicians in the background, and this can really open their eyes up to the fact that I'm not alone. And I think that's the key. And we're in the midst of a study supported by the VA to explore that very thing.
That has to be very helpful and therapeutic to a lot of the veterans there. Thank you guys so much.
And one other thing, just to help in suicide prevention, it's easy as just asking the question, does somebody feel alone? Do they have suicidal thoughts? And they can always contact our crisis hotline where you can call and then somebody's there 24 hours a day to assist that person with any mental health needs or issues that they're having related to suicidal thoughts.
Thank you guys so much. Is there a website we can go to?
There is. You can go to pattonveteransproject.org and you can click on a link on the homepage to find out about these other things. And so we're here, and I just want to say that we're delighted by the collaboration with the Bronx VA Hospital, Bronx VA Medical Center, and with Afrion Smith as our point of contact there, and Dr. Yehuda, the head of mental health. It's just a wonderful collaboration that we hope to keep going to help more vets.
Thank you guys for all you do. We really need you. We need you, and thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, I have some of your grandfather. I have some of his quotes that I mentioned on the air, on the radio.
Right, there's always a good
a bunch
one.
of them.
Yeah, there's always a good one. Which he's most of them actually he said, but there's a couple that we don't really know. But if he didn't say it, he wish he did.
I understand. Benjamin Patton, founder, executive director of Patton Veterans Project, and Afrion J. Smith, LCSW, MBA, local recovery coordinator, James J. Peters, Veterans Administration Medical Center. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. We'll be back. And welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and on April the 17th, the film screening and panel discussion will take place at Lehman College. Joining us with all the details of Let My People Vote. Remember, let my people go. Let my people vote. We have Penny Prince of Lehman College and the filmmaker Gilda Brash. We welcome you guys to the show.
Thank you.
Is that where it came from?
Thank you.
Let my people go?
Pretty
That was
much,
the idea behind
although
yeah.
I'm the director of the film, but I took the name Let My People Vote from a movement that's been going on for voting rights in America.
Yes, yes. So you guys have come together and put this film together, and tell us about it.
Okay, well, I'm from Lehman College. I'm a professor of music, and I was one of the people who founded the Reentry Committee at Lehman. And our goal in forming that committee was to make Lehman an informed and welcoming community for people who are having a fresh start, coming back to college. And then we heard about Gilda's amazing film, and we definitely wanted to have her come to us, and so this whole event mushroomed. Wednesday night should be very exciting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we have a film Wednesday night.
Yes.
Yes, we have a film Wednesday night. We're very honored to be here. It's an actually award-winning short documentary on voting rights and the work of Desmond Meade and the Florida Rights Restoration Coalition in Florida. And it is a movement it has actually re-enfranchised 1.4 million voters in the state of Florida that were former felons. But now, after it passing with 65% of the vote in November, now it's being ripped up again in the Florida legislature. And this is very, very key at this moment because we're coming into the 2020 election.
Yeah.
And we are a nonpartisan film, but we want everybody to be able to vote.
Is this a part of voter suppression?
Yes, it is,
because if
exactly.
you're a felon, I understand you can't vote.
Well, in the state
now
of Florida, you could not vote.
You cannot vote.
Right. But then when Amendment 4 passed during the midterms, it re-enfranchised this 1.4 million. But now it's under fire in the Florida legislature. Even though this amendment was approved by the Florida Supreme Court, the House and the Senate in Florida are trying to roll it back.
So you saw this film, you said, hey, this would be a good thing.
Yes.
Let's set up and play
Okay.
this somewhere.
Well, our president at Lehman, Jose Luis Cruz, started a social justice series of talks, and we thought this would be perfect because it's talking not only about voting rights in general, but voting after incarceration.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So, and you've been doing this for a while. You said, let me put something together to expose this voter suppression. But it has a lot more to it than that.
Yes, actually, the reason I started doing this was 2016 was our first presidential election without the full power of the Voting Rights Act. We're talking about the 1965 Voting Rights Act that was passed by President Johnson and Martin Luther King. People, died for the VRA. And John Lewis was beaten on the Selma Bridge for the VRA. And as John Lewis says, what happened in 2013 was the Supreme Court, according to Representative Lewis, stuck a dagger through the heart of the VRA. And they said that the full protection of the Voting Rights Act was no longer necessary. So 2016 was our first election without those full protections.
And a lot of people don't know about that.
A lot of people don't know about that. So I set out to try to tell this story, like how can I do it in a relatable way? And we just went down to Florida, we turned our cameras on, and this is a very heartbreaking, emotional roller coaster story of a man that can't vote in the 2016 election.
Wow, yeah. So what do you believe voter suppression looks like in New York City?
Oh.
I'm not from New York, so I'll throw that to you.
No, I don't think that's a big problem in New York City. I think the problem is just ignorance, and people don't realize that the need for people to be able to vote after they get out of prison. I mean, they paid their time, and they shouldn't have to be punished. The most important thing is for people to reintegrate into society and to feel like they have a life and equal rights.
And so if you pay your time, you should be able to vote again after you pay your time. You shouldn't continue on where you can't
I mean, there are people
vote.
who believe that even while in prison, one should be able to keep voting. Because why strip people of their human rights? And you know, if they created one bad act in their lives, it doesn't mean that they are bad or they don't deserve to be citizens.
Yeah. So what will people learn on the 17th?
Well, they're going to learn more about this issue, and one of the things that's going on right now is the issue of voter suppression, which Stacey Abrams talked about in her rebuttal on the State of the Union address. Almost one of the first words out of her mouth is voter suppression is real. And actually, I've been talking to an amazing man. I don't know if you know the work of Reverend Barber.
Yeah.
Yeah, down in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
He says we really need to call it right now racist voter suppression, because that's what it is. These are laws designed from over 150 years ago, from Jim Crow time, that is to keep minorities from voting.
Yeah.
And we need to be engaged now, come to the screening, learn more about it, and so that we can all be aware and make sure our voices are heard in 2020.
Wow. And don't let anything hold you back. I mean, there are a lot of barricades up there to keep people from voting. Voter suppression is real. So if we know there's an election coming, whether it's local or whatever, you should get out there and exercise your right to vote.
Exactly. And back to your question a little bit on New York, we were honored to be screened in San Jose, Costa Rica.
Oh, wow.
For voters abroad in Costa Rica. Many of them were from New York, and they actually said that their votes, even though they're supposed to be counted, they're worried their votes are not being counted.
Yeah.
And that's the state of New York, where you guys have some of the most progressive laws in the country. So it's kind of, you know, it needs work all around every single 50 state.
Yeah, and you know, the young people out there, they had that big march on Washington. Remember, they were out there in full force.
Definitely.
They came up with something called REV. Register,
Yes.
educate, and
Yes.
vote. And that's the message that they're putting out there. They're spreading it all over the
Yeah.
country.
Have you had them on the show yet?
We don't have them here, but I went out there and got them and brought it back. Yes, we had it on WBLS, and I think I was able to bring some pieces back here to the Bronx, too.
Also, we're very excited because Ben & Jerry's is giving us free ice cream
Oh,
on Wednesday.
all right.
On
Yes,
Wednesday
Ben
night.
& Jerry's is a really progressive company that's in support of voting rights. So is Levi Strauss Company.
Oh, good.
They are both behind the film, so,
Jeans and ice cream.
well, you're going to get some
At
free
least the
ice
ice
cream.
At least ice cream.
And I'm going to wear a really cool jean jacket.
Okay, great. Thank you for all your work. Where can we get more information on it?
Well, we have a website called LetMyPeopleVoteMovie.com, and you do need the movie after Let My People Vote. LetMyPeopleVoteMovie.com. You can sign up to be on our mailing list. You can request a screening in your community.
And you?
Penny.prince@lehman.cuny.edu. You need reservations to attend Wednesday night.
Okay.
And get your ice cream.
And get your ice cream. and register to get a pair of jeans, too.
I'd like that.
Thanks so much. Thanks for stopping by. Okay?
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
take
you.
a quick break right here. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
And welcome back. Hey, you know, Trio Talent Search at Lehman College works to help college students find their way through academic support, college preparation, and career guidance. Our next guest they're going to be joining us with the details on their programs. They're here, they're talking about it. We were talking about it off camera. We welcome Johanny Santana and Jonathan Berenger to the show.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we have two programs that we're talking about here, right?
Correct.
Explain.
So we're both Trio, but here at Lehman College, Trio has two programs. So we have a Trio Talent Search, which services over 500 high school students. And then we have Trio Careers in Teaching, which Johanny is leading, and that services undergraduate students here at Lehman College. So Careers in Teaching Trio, but also Talent Search Trio.
Tell us about your part.
So Talent Search Trio services high school students where we prepare them in 4 key areas. One, we provide personal counseling that includes mentorship, after-school programs for mentorship where they can have a safe space to talk about, you know, their school day, what's happening at home, things like that. So that's the personal counseling piece. Then we have academic support, also part of our after-school program. We have Summer Bridge, Summer Academy, Saturday Academy that helps us support them, test preparation and all that stuff.
I like it, yeah.
Then we have college readiness, where we help them with their college essays, their college applications. We pay for their fees and all that stuff. Then we have career readiness, where we provide them with career days. We provide them with guest speakers just to represent different careers. We just had someone from Homeland Security and the FBI speak to them this past Saturday at our Saturday program. So we're definitely helping them in these 4 areas and in anything else they may need help.
That's major support right there. I like that. And Johanny?
Well, we help our students in careers in teaching to become a certified teacher, or those that are minoring in education to walk the path of becoming a teacher, an effective teacher. So we provide workshops such as financial literacy. We also provide workshops as time management, classroom management, and we give them the support that they need one-on-one because they are first college generation students. So sometimes those students don't have that support at home, so we are here to support them.
Yeah, well, you know, Jeffrey Pololidis is here. He's Director of School Safety and Health, the United Teachers Federation there. I'm sure you can meet him, shake his hand and everything.
Yes.
Maybe you guys can collaborate a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
your
would be
teachers
great.
program. So I like it. What does the program provide services for? So people in our community or all throughout the 5 boroughs? Or anybody can come in?
Careers
How do
in
they
teaching
qualify?
is only for Lehman students or students that are coming to Lehman in our undergrad. And we work closely with the Department of Education of Lehman College, and also it's a federal government program funded by the federal government. Our director of the center is Ann Roasting, and she's been here working with our students many years.
Hi, Anna.
And I have a lot of students that are already teaching 5, 6 years, and they come back and they give back to our students about their experience because it's different learning from the books and the GPA and all of that
They got
at
the
school.
academic knowledge from you,
Yeah,
now the practical experience out
exactly,
in the,
to get the experience outside. Our former director, Tracy Palmieri, she made a mentorship program where our students were able to mentor the high school student that Jonathan runs, the program that he runs, and they had the hands-on experience of being able to be in front of a classroom, give a mini lesson, and things of sort of to, you know, to make them effective teachers in the future.
So your program, you deal with mostly high school students.
Yes.
Are they receptive to your program and all the wonderful things that you do? I mean, you're giving so much help. You know, they got to say, hey, this is wonderful. This is great.
Yeah, definitely. We have them from, as they graduate 8th grade that summer, we have them in part of our Summer Bridge program. 9th grade, we service them with after school. Then they come after 9th grade. They do another summer academy. We have them all 4 years throughout high school, we have them working as well. Some of them, they get internships with us, then they start working with us. So we provide a lot of support, even financially, when it comes to them joining the team as workers. I actually used to be a former CIT student, which is the Careers in Teaching. I minored.
He used to be my student.
Yes.
So you see, now we work together. He used to be one of my students. Yes.
I'm not going to say anything else, but you guys look the same age.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know if this is good or bad. Keep going.
It's good for me.
So yes, I was formerly a careers and teaching student when I minored here in education at Lehman College. Then I came back to Lehman, got my master's in organizational leadership as part of the first cohort for the Master's of Science in Organizational Leadership here, graduated just 2018. And now I got hired as Director of Talent Search after working as a counselor for Talent Search, Trio Talent Search for about approximately 8 years. And now I'm the director, and we're doing a lot of programming specifically for Bronx students. And we specifically work with 4 high schools. And within those 4 high schools, we service over 500 students.
That's great. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah. Yes.
You know the song?
Yeah. Yes.
He didn't forget his roots.
Definitely.
But you have a great teacher. Do you think all the time?
Oh, yeah. We work great together. Yeah.
We work great together. And I'm very happy to see how he has grown and to see that now he's a director and he was part of Talent Search and part of CIT, which is Careers in Teaching. And now we work together, so
You've come a long way. Congratulations.
Yes, yes, he has.
Our audience is going to give you a big round of applause, too, at home and in the studio.
Thank you.
Great. All right.
Yes.
So this shows that this is a great program. It's helping a lot of people. And I'm thanking you for coming in and sharing this information so that more people can find out about it and get involved in the program. How do we get involved? How do we qualify?
So we have a website. It's not ready yet, so it'll be launching later this month. I think May 1st will be its launch date. And that is lehman.edu/Lehman CSCC, which stands for Lehman Center for School and College Collaborative. So lehman.edu/Lehman CSCC. And that'll be launching May 1st.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Look at you.
You're welcome.
Come a long way.
Thank you.
All right. Jahani Santana, Trio Careers in Teaching, CIT Program Coordinator, and Jonathan Berringer, Project Director for Trio Talent Search Grant. Thank you guys so much for these wonderful programs. Thanks for coming and sharing that information. We'll take a break right here. We'll be right back.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant! Behold, the angry giant! It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
And welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Doc Bob Lee from 107.5 WBL. Just got off there a little while ago. But having fun right here on Channel 67 is open, and we've got a lot going on here. On April the 18th, the finale for this year's My School Has Rhythm. They've been here before. This year's My School Has Rhythm Not Violence competition with the NYPD School Safety Division will take place. And joining us with all the details, we have Greg Floyd. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. You guys can clap too at the same time. Of Teamsters Local 237, Jeffrey Papalatis of United Teachers Federation, UFT. Give him a big round of applause. Assistant Chief Ruben Beltrain of the NYPD School Safety Division, and Mark Ramperson of the Department of Education. We welcome you guys to the show. Always a pleasure to see you. I feel very good. My heart is like warmed up.
Thanks, Dr. Lee.
Thank you guys for being a part of this, and thank you for helping our students get what they need in our schools and try to eradicate violence from these schools. It's a tough thing in a lot of these schools that we've been to over the years, but then there's you guys. Thank you so much. Tell us about the program. I know you work for the Department of Education, and you guys have been involved for some time. How do you see this?
So we see this as an amazing opportunity for young people to express themselves through a different venue, right? Usually they use their fists. Now they get to use their mind. They use their talents. their vocal ability, rap skills, and dance moves. This is a way by which we meet young people where they are. And I think that it's amazing that the School Safety Division found a different way by which they can communicate with young people and get them to act, according to, meet them where they are and have them act according to the environment that they're in.
It's like the identification technique. Give them something to do. Otherwise, somebody else would give them something. And this is perfect. United Federation of Teachers, you guys are always there every step of the way, elbow to elbow, toe to toe.
Supporting, big supporters of sports and arts, just like you said, giving children who might not be able to make teams inside schools, you give them more opportunities to get off the streets and actually do something that's productive and build positive culture and climate inside their schools. So.
Yeah. And Greg, you heard us do some things. I gave you a call. I said, Greg, we're out here with school safety. We got a wonderful program going on out here in Staten Island. Greg, some of the people want to talk to you. Greg, you've heard about it, but now you get an opportunity to step into the room on April the 18th, right?
Yeah, this program has been going on for over a decade. I remember the first time they invited me and I came here to the Bronx. And there was a young man who participated in the program. He had a voice like a young Michael Jackson. Zachary Keene, I'll never forget his name.
Oh, wow.
This young man.
They told me you had a good memory.
Yeah, this young man started singing. I wonder whatever became of him. But I mean, the talent that the students have in the public school system, I mean, it was just amazing just to see it and hear it. So I'm glad it's evolved. So we come to this, maybe it's like the 11th year of school safety putting on this program. So I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, it's a great thing because even if they don't go on to become singers and dancers and all, they still get a chance to work together, learn how to work together and collaborate with other people. And they're going to have to learn how to do that, learn how to communicate when they get out, no matter what they do in life. Officer Beltran, how are you?
Dr. Lee, I'm doing great. And thank you. Thank you for having us here.
He was live on the air with us.
Yes, I was. I was at New Dorp High School. So it's a great opportunity. Thank you for having us here. Thanks to Bronxnet. But a great opportunity really for me to showcase, number one, my people, the community outreach unit that actually do the My School Has Rhythm program. The partnerships that we have here with UFT, with Mark Rampersant in terms of how we work with DOE to keep the kids safe, with the Teamsters, school safety agents. Our community outreach is made up of school safety agents and police officers. Working together. It's a great opportunity for us to talk about programs. Not only do we prepare them for this competition and this great finale, but we also educate them on bullying and suicide prevention and drug awareness and drug prevention. So it's a great opportunity for us to kind of educate them and to really get inspired by the passion and the talent that our students have in schools.
Chief, I think they see school safety as different people now. They're not just those people there. They know that they roll up their sleeves and they work with them. Sometimes they'll give them tips, and sometimes they'll be their parent. And that's not their job, but they do it.
And that's true. I think the program changes the perceptions of the kids, and I think it changes also my community outreach unit. And really we're continuing many programs to try to build on that relationship. We just started a school coordination agent program also in the Bronx. We're Bronx-wide, and their mission is really to develop these relationships and trust with members of our school community, but particularly the students, who are really the future of our community, and they're leaders in their own right in their school communities right now.
Our school has rhythm and not violence. Can I get a tip on who you think is going to win? I mean, we've been to these number of schools out there, and they're all good, but
I'm not going to.
You're not going to tell.
I'm not going to pick it. I'll tell you what. And I was there with you,
Greg. You see what I have to go through? I'm trying to get a tip. I
was there with you in New Dorp, and you saw the kids, how confident they were, how strong their singing voices are. I saw another group of kids. I think it's anyone's game right now.
Yeah. Well, I asked who do you think is going to win? They said, we are.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
Every school said that, though. So
I think we should all be there to see. We should all show up and support them at the St. George Theater. Get there early on Wednesday, on the 18th, 5 o'clock, and cheer them on and help decide who the best team is.
Can't wait. The judges, I feel sorry for the judges.
You know what? No matter what, all the
winners.
children are winners.
That's right.
They're all winners.
Nobody loses.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right. And you, of course, UFT is going to be there. Department of Education is going to be there.
Front and center.
Thank you guys so much. Is there a website we can go to check out some
Well,
of
the
this stuff?
tickets are free, so just show up. So it's first come, first serve. You go to nyc.gov nyc.gov/NYPD.
Yeah.
But I just encourage, just show up to the theater.
You're not telling, Chief.
And get a seat.
You're not telling, Chief. Just come up and see who has the best talent.
That's it.
And they all have great talent.
The best talent is every one young person that's there, right? Found a different way by which they can express themselves. As Greg said, every one of these young people is a winner, right? They raised their hand and they said, I'm here to represent my school, and now they get to represent an entire Department of Education on the Staten Island, right? So they're all winners.
Yeah, and somebody told me that Greg has this memory that's unbelievable. Baseball names of football, basketball, you name it. He can go way back and bring you to championships and all kinds of stuff. He'll remember Tiger Woods for years to come.
Oh, who can forget him?
But thank you guys so much for coming back.
Thank you, Doctor.
And
Thank you.
we'll see you on the 18th.
See you on the 18th.
Right. Wednesday, where?
At St. George Theater, Staten Island.
There you go, Staten Island. We're coming your way. Thank you guys so much. We'll take a break, and my man Bobby C has the latest in sports. He's going to be talking about, I'm sure, Bobby, the Masters, the majors, 5 Masters, 15 majors. Tiger Woods, Bobby C with sports roundup next, right here on Open. Okay. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, as Bob mentioned, don't call it a comeback. Tiger Woods won the Masters on Sunday, his first major win since 2008 when he won the U.S. Open. He shot 13 under par. Tiger's 2 children and his mother were all at the Masters to see him recapture old glory. In 2018, the 43-year-old won the Tour Championship at Atlanta's East Lake Golf Club, which was his first golf tournament win in more than 5 years. Tiger last won the Masters in 2005. He also won the Masters in 1997, 2001, and 2002. But this one might be the most special with him returning from so many injuries and issues off the links. The medical marvel turned back the clock on Sunday. Congrats to him. He purses $2 million for the victory. Tiger isn't the only person cashing in on a $1 million check because of his theatrics at Augusta. Come today, one smart bettor will be laughing all the way to the bank as a result of the victory. Last Tuesday, a Nevada resident placed an $85,000 bet on Woods to win the 2019 Masters at 14-to-1 odds. So with the win, the outrageously large bet yielded a payout of $1.19 million, the largest single-ticket payout in the history of William Hill Casino. Naturally, the casino was a bit displeased with the result. The house can't win all the time, folks. New York's 2 playoff teams this spring are looking pretty darn good. Let's start on the ice, where the New York Islanders can't be stopped. The Isles don't play a particularly sexy brand of hockey. They are focused more on fundamentals than flash. It's a style designed to frustrate opponents regardless of pedigree, one that has them on the cusp of just their second playoff series win in more than a quarter century. The Islanders move within 1 victory of finishing off Sidney Crosby and the rest of the frustrated Pittsburgh Penguins with a 4-1 win on Sunday to take a 3-0 lead in their best-of-7 Eastern Conference quarterfinal. The franchise advanced past the first round just once since 19 1993. Yet the Islanders certainly look like they belong on this big stage. They've outscored Pittsburgh 11-5 through 3 games and have trailed for less than 4 minutes through 9+ periods against a team that began the playoffs looking to capture its 3rd Stanley Cup in 4 years. Game 4 of that series is Tuesday in Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets opened the 2019 NBA playoffs with a statement, taking Game 1 from the 3rd-seeded Philadelphia 76ers on the road, 111-102 at Wells Fargo Center. Saturday, the Brooklyn guard trio of D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Karis LeVert continued the success they had against Philadelphia during the regular season, combining for 67 points. The 6-seeded Nets took a 17-point lead in the second quarter and never trailed again. The Sixers cut the Brooklyn lead to 2 points with a burst right out of halftime, but the Nets responded to take an 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter and extended that to 16 points. They look to go up 2-0 in the series tonight. That game tips at 8 p.m. in Philly. The Nets return to Brooklyn for Game 3 Thursday night. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. On the baseball diamond, Julio Teheran outpitched Jacob deGrom. Josh Donaldson and Nick Markakis homered, and the Atlanta Braves beat the New York Mets 7-3 on Sunday night. Yanks didn't fare much better in the Bronx. Ravaged by injuries, the Bronx Bombers hardly resemble the 100-win team that set a major league record for homers last year. Tim Anderson hit his first career grand slam to lead the Chicago White Sox to a 5-2 victory over the Pinstripers on Sunday. New York is 3-6 at home against lowly Baltimore, Detroit, and Chicago. To make things even more interesting, on deck for New York, a visit from the World Series champion Boston Red Sox. Monday marks the start of the Giants' offseason workout program. Players can finally get the playbook and talk football with coaches. Beginning of an important year, too, for GM Dave Gettleman and head coach Pat Shurmur. In the octagon, Dustin Poirier waited a long time to get his first UFC title shot, but he made the most of that moment, outpointing Max Holloway in an action-packed classic over the weekend. The interim lightweight title bout was the main event on Saturday's UFC 236 show at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Poirier was the aggressor, but Holloway was able to weather the attacks and deliver a few of his own. Poirier was certainly in control, though he definitely wasn't escaping the exchanges unfazed. In the end, he outlasted a relentless Holloway over 5 brutal rounds to claim the interim lightweight title. With the win, Poirier secured a shot at full champion Khabib Nurmagomedov, a fight UFC President Dana White said late Saturday he is targeting for September. In motorsport, Lewis Hamilton won the Chinese Grand Prix on Sunday to retake the overall lead in the standings in Formula One's 1,000th World Championship race. Hamilton did say after that that's not an important milestone. You think the NBA playoffs is predictable? Mercedes and Hamilton are like gold in F1. And in IndyCar, Alexander Rossi owns the streets of Long Beach. Rossi conquered Long Beach for the 2nd consecutive year. He became just the 8th driver to win more than once on the temporary street course through the picturesque downtown. The others, you say? Mario Andretti, Al Unser Jr., Alex Zanardi, Paul Tracy, Sebastian Bourdais, Will Power, and Mike Conway. Pretty good list there. Rossi won the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach from the pole Sunday, same as last year, and had the field covered very early. His margin of victory over Joseph Newgarden was more than 20 seconds, and the 200th victory for Andretti Autosport across all series. Good day for him and Andretti. It wasn't Marc Marquez after all, as I said on Friday. The Austin GP found a new winner, but Valentino Rossi finished second, so close. Suzuki rider Alex Rins beat Rossi to score his first MotoGP win, ending Marquez's unbeaten run at the Circuit of Americas as the Spaniard crashed out of a healthy lead early. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a closer look into Tiger's brilliance at the Masters. Look out, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods is back. And this time, it's not his actual back. The back injuries and ineffective surgeries had left Woods imprisoned by debilitating pain. He couldn't walk or sit down or lay down or pull himself even out of bed. The epidurals and cortisone shots provided him no relief. That's been the story for Woods for some time. We've even talked about him hanging them up right here on the show before, but Tiger really is a medical marvel. Woods refused to let anyone or anything rain on his parade at the Masters this year. He suffered consecutive bogeys at numbers 4 and 5 to fall 3 back and appeared destined for yet another major near miss. But Tiger's caddy started cursing out his player. Then Woods ducked into a restroom and cursed out himself before emerging a new man. Tiger regrouped, and gave us another Tiger moment. Woods now has won 15 major championships, second only to Nicklaus's 18. When Woods reached 14, it seemed a foregone conclusion that he would cruise past Nicklaus, but personal problems and 4 back surgeries derailed his momentum. It seems like Woods is finally back on track, and that's great for the sport of golf. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
And welcome back. On May the 25th, the V02Max Track Club, they're going to be holding their preseason invitational at DeWitt Clinton High School. Now, we used to park in front of that school for many years, and they used to pull up with the sound system going and all that stuff. But a lot of people graduated from that school that I know. Joining us with all the details, we have Coach Hassan Williams and Field Coordinator Regine Wajid. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. How you doing?
All right, yeah. I know the school. I know it very well. DeWitt D. Clinton.
Yes. Yep. So this will be our 4th annual track meet that we'll be holding there. Our track club, V02Max Track Club, we host it. The club has been going strong for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
We have over 100 and plus, about 120 national titles from our kids alone. So, you know, we started to do a track meet of our own where it's a developmental meet. We have anywhere between like the 3,000 meter run all the way down to the 100 meter dash. It's from kids from 5 and up, 5 all the way to 18 years old.
And how long have you been doing this?
4 years.
Coach, you came a long way in 4 years, right?
Yeah, we came a long way in 4 years.
and now the schools, I remember pulling up in front of the school and doing a live broadcast in front of the school, and you had just the whole school, thousands of students. Yeah. But now you got about 4 schools inside of that school.
Yeah, because in that school right there particularly, I know they have a bunch of different schools inside the school. And we actually had kids that left our track club to go on to Clinton High School and run for Clinton.
Yeah.
And we have kids that went on further with academics, sports scholarships.
But you got to have good grades to be in your program.
You got to have good grades. You got to have good grades.
And as a field coordinator, you do...
Right, as a field coordinator, so basically when someone wants to join the team, I fill them in on what the culture is about and what, you know, their responsibility is as far as, you know, making sure the kids have their insurance and, you know, proper eating habits, you know, the meetings. So I fill them in on anything that needs to be done for the team. So I'm like the liaison between the coaches who are hard at work, you know, training them and making them successful, and I'm here with the parents and filling in with the gaps.
So Coach, she comes in and she says, hey, you have to eat right, you have to get good sleep, you have to keep your grades up, you let them know the law of the land, right?
Right, that's right, that's right.
If you want to be a part of this team, you want to run, you want to be a part of this is what you have to do.
Yep.
Especially, right, and especially V02Max has been priding themselves in being very competitive and very serious about the sport. So, you know, we are actually looking for anyone who is also have that state of mind, who is serious about doing something with their children, you know, having the children do something productive outside of school, you know, because it teaches them integrity, it teaches them hard work pays off, a whole host of things that, you know, these children are learning through the sport. So, so if you are interested, you can always visit us on our Facebook page to see what we are about.
Our Facebook page is V02Max, is VOTWO Max Track Club, and then our Instagram is V02Max at _TC.
Coach, you guys have been winning all over the place, but you want to do this. This is the first time you're doing this. Right?
No, this is actually our 4th annual.
The 4th annual.
Yep. So we've been doing it for 4 years now. This year we have FAT timing, which is fully automatic timing. So like, you know, say 2 kids are coming across the finish line, it'll be photographed if it's a neck and neck race. You know what I mean? It's very competitive.
It won't be up to the guy that's
That's right. Exactly. It ensures accuracy, so it's very important. So when people know that fat timing will be in
kid's son. So this machine will do the right thing.
That's right. That's right.
And like she said, we traveled all over the country with the kids. We've been to Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, all over. So.
And you're winning.
Yeah, we're winning.
And we're winning. And we're winning.
Never got shut out yet.
No.
At a national championship.
No, no. And also, any information that anyone's interested in, they can email V02Max TC. That's for Track Club. at iCloud.com, and they can send any information, and if they have any question, they can, and we'll respond right away.
You have island family?
Yes, yes.
I can tell a little bit.
Yeah, comes out sometimes.
What island?
From Haiti.
Yeah, c'est passé.
That's right, Haboulé.
Okay. All right, so that's great. You know, it's always important when you're giving youngsters something positive to do.
Yes.
You know? If we don't do it, who will?
Yeah. I mean,
get involved in something that they may not like.
This
and
right
parents,
here.
what do you tell parents?
It's true. We tell parents, like she said, Regine said, we're in a very aggressive track club. We compete. We practice 4 days a week. We compete on weekends. Like, you really have to be dedicated, you know what I mean? But it teaches the kids in the future, you know, if they want to become a student athlete, they got to keep their grades up.
Yeah.
You know, you got to work hard to get what you want.
So this is the ground floor, because you can go far from here.
Yeah, definitely.
And one thing that they learn is discipline.
Yes.
Discipline.
You're teaching them to discipline themselves to do the things necessary to become successful, and that's important. And we thank you guys so much.
Of course. Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
And come back again, okay?
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
All right, they're taking our kids to the TOP. That's what's up. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank our guests and you for tuning in and checking it all out. And if you missed it, well, you can tune into the Recablecast tonight at 5 and 10 p.m. or you can watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org, or you can catch an all-new one Wednesday with our host, Darren Jaime. For all of us here at Bronxnet, have a great and enjoyable day. And always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. And remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. Whoa, you're right. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. I'll see you on 107.5 WBLS tonight. Peace.